Have you ever pondered what happiness and success truly mean? What if Aristotle, one of the greatest thinkers in history, could provide some answers? In the grand tapestry of life, two threads often weave themselves into our dreams and aspirations: happiness and success. Many of us chase these elusive ideals, yet their true definitions remain a mystery. Now, imagine if we could tap into the wisdom of one of history's most influential minds to better understand these concepts. Picture the philosopher Aristotle, his eyes brimming with knowledge and curiosity, exploring these very notions over 2,000 years ago. Yes, Aristotle, the ancient Greek philosopher who walked the halls of the revered Academy of Athens, holds a wealth of insights about happiness and success. His wisdom, though ancient, bears striking relevance to our modern lives. Intrigued? Well, you should be. Join us on a journey back in time to explore Aristotle's life and wisdom. Born in 384 BC in Stagira, a small town in northern Greece, Aristotle was destined to become one of the world's greatest philosophers. This remarkable journey began when he was sent to Athens at the age of 17 to study under the famous philosopher Plato. As a student at Plato's academy, Aristotle displayed an insatiable curiosity and a profound intellect that made him stand out among his peers. His thirst for knowledge was boundless, spanning subjects from physics to politics, from biology to ethics. After Plato's death, Aristotle found himself in the royal court of Macedonia, tutoring a young boy destined for greatness, Alexander the Great. It was this unique opportunity that allowed Aristotle to shape the mind of one of history's most influential leaders. While his time as a tutor was significant, it was Aristotle's return to Athens that marked the zenith of his career. He established his own school, the Lyceum, and it was here he conducted his most influential work. He wrote extensively, his works covering a broad spectrum of knowledge, from philosophy to natural sciences, from psychology to politics. Aristotle's contributions to these fields were immense. He pioneered the study of formal logic, set the groundwork for modern biology, and his thoughts on ethics, particularly the concept of virtue ethics, remain influential to this day. His work on metaphysics, exploring the fundamental nature of reality, has also shaped philosophical thought for centuries. But Aristotle wasn't just a philosopher and a scholar, he was a keen observer of life and human nature. His philosophical thoughts were deeply rooted in real-world observations and experiences. This made his philosophy more than just abstract thought. It was a practical guide to living a good life. Aristotle's impact on the world was profound, but what wisdom did he impart about happiness and success? Well, to understand that, we need to delve deeper into his philosophy, his view of what constitutes a good life, and his idea of eudaimonia, or the good life. So, buckle up as we dive into the world of Aristotle and explore what he believed was the path to happiness and success. Aristotle believed that the goal of human life was to achieve eudaimonia, often translated as happiness or flourishing. But what exactly did this ancient philosopher mean by eudaimonia? Unlike our modern understanding of happiness, which often hinges on material wealth or fleeting moments of joy, Aristotle's concept of eudaimonia was deeply rooted in personal growth, moral character, and the pursuit of virtue. For Aristotle, eudaimonia was more akin to flourishing or thriving, a state of being that could only be achieved through a life lived in accordance with virtue. It was about reaching our full human potential, about becoming the best version of ourselves, not just for a moment, but over the course of an entire lifetime. Now, let's delve deeper into this concept of virtue. Aristotle saw virtue not as a set of rigid rules or commandments, but as a way of living that brings out the best in us. It's about finding the right balance, or golden mean, between deficiency and excess. For example, courage for Aristotle was a virtue, which lay between the extremes of recklessness and cowardice. He also emphasized the importance of moral character. For him, our actions, decisions, and habits shape our character over time. And it's our character that ultimately determines our ability to live a life of eudaimonia. But how can we cultivate such a character? Aristotle believed it's through practice and repetition of virtuous actions. Just as a musician becomes an expert by repeatedly practicing their instrument, We too can become virtuous by consistently practicing virtuous actions. In essence, Aristotle's wisdom encourages us to focus on our own personal growth, to strive for virtue, and to cultivate a strong moral character. It's not about chasing temporary pleasures or accumulating material wealth, but about living a life that is fulfilling, meaningful, and virtuous. For Aristotle, a good life was not about fleeting pleasure, but about living virtuously. So how can we apply Aristotle's wisdom to our own lives? It may seem like a daunting question, but the answer lies in the simplicity of Aristotle's philosophy. Firstly, Aristotle emphasized the significance of developing good habits. He believed that we are what we repeatedly do. So excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Good habits such as regular exercise, healthy eating, or even maintaining a positive mindset can become second nature to us, steering us towards a life of fulfillment and success. Next, Aristotle advocated for the pursuit of meaningful activities. He insisted that the highest form of happiness, or eudaimonia as he called it, comes from engaging in activities that we find genuinely fulfilling. This could be anything from painting to coding, gardening to writing, dancing to teaching. Whatever activity it is that ignites passion within you, make time for it. It's in these moments when we're truly absorbed in what we love that we find our greatest joy. Lastly, Aristotle championed the cultivation of moral virtues. He argued that virtues like courage, honesty, and generosity are crucial for a well-rounded life. By striving to embody these virtues, we foster a sense of purpose and contribute positively to the world around us. Remember, Aristotle's philosophy isn't about achieving overnight success or instant gratification. It's about the slow, steady journey towards becoming the best versions of ourselves. It's about recognizing that every choice we make, every habit we form, every activity we engage in, and every virtue we cultivate plays a part in shaping our happiness and success. Aristotle's wisdom serves as a timeless guide for personal growth and self-improvement. It encourages us to seek happiness not in transient pleasures or material wealth, but in the consistent effort to lead a life of virtue, purpose, and meaning. Aristotle's wisdom reminds us that true happiness and success lie not in material wealth, but in a life well lived. Aristotle's wisdom continues to resonate with us over 2,000 years after his death. His philosophical legacy, rich and enduring, has woven itself into the fabric of human thought, illuminating our understanding of the world and the ways we navigate it. From the classrooms of ancient Athens to the bustling metropolis of the modern world, Aristotle's ideas have stood the test of time. His theories on ethics, politics, and knowledge have been instrumental in shaping societies throughout history. His influence can be seen in the works of countless philosophers who came after him, from Thomas Aquinas in the Middle Ages to Immanuel Kant in the Enlightenment, and even in the theories of contemporary thinkers. His philosophy, however, is not confined to the ivory towers of academia. It finds relevance in the everyday lives of people, helping them make sense of their experiences, their relationships, and their place in the world. It offers practical wisdom on how to live a meaningful and fulfilling life. Consider the concept of eudaimonia, a term Aristotle used to describe the highest human good. It encapsulates a life well lived, one that is not merely about fleeting pleasures, but about fulfilling one's potential, about living in accordance with virtue and reason. This idea, so central to Aristotle's philosophy, resonates with our contemporary pursuit of happiness and success. And then there's Aristotle's golden mean, a principle that encourages moderation, balance, and avoiding extremes. It's an approach that is strikingly relevant today, in a world often characterized by excess and imbalance. This timeless piece of wisdom can guide us in making judicious decisions in our personal and professional lives. In the realm of science, too, Aristotle's influence persists. His emphasis on empirical observation and logical reasoning laid the foundation for the scientific method, underscoring the importance of evidence and rationality in our quest for knowledge. In the quest for happiness and success, we have much to learn from Aristotle, the philosopher who dared to ask what it means to live a good life. In the end, Aristotle's wisdom reminds us that happiness and success are not destinations, but journeys. We've ventured through the life and teachings of this extraordinary philosopher, understanding his views on happiness, success, and the art of living well. Aristotle firmly believed that these are not mere destinations to reach, but rather they are continuous journeys that we undertake every day. His wisdom, steeped in the virtues of moderation, purpose, and moral courage, imparts valuable lessons for us all. He encourages us to strive for our unique version of eudaimonia, a Greek term roughly translating to the highest form of human flourishing. As we go about our lives, it's essential to remember Aristotle's teachings. They can help us find our own sense of purpose, cultivate moral courage, and strike a balance in all that we do. So as we navigate the complexities of life, let Aristotle's wisdom guide us towards a happier, more successful existence.